Dr.MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for today's guest lecture. On behalf of Department of English, Faculty of Humanities and Science, Dr.MGR Educational Research Institute, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, I, Gayatri, Assistant Professor, Department of English, your host. I am wholeheartedly delightful to welcome you all for welcome, virtually connected for a guest lecture on the topic ITC in Education, a bird's eye view of its challenges and advantages in higher education. Well, today we have an eminent resource person, Dr. V.L. JAYAPAUL Sir, Assistant Professor and Head, PG and Research Department of English, St. Joseph College with us to introduce our knowledge on the topic. Along with our along with our eminent resource person today, we also have our lovely members of the Department of English, Assistant Professor Ms. Deepthi ma'am and Akshaya ma'am, who is also the technical host of today's program. Dear participants, I am gleeful that you have all registered a large number to attend this program. Your keenness and lively participation motivates us to organize many useful programs as this. Before we head to the program, I would like to inform you all about the feedback link. The link will be posted at the end of this session. You all are requested to click, fill, and submit before 6 p.m. today, Indian time, to instantly receive your certificates in the registered emails. The form will be deactivated after 6 p.m. Kindly make it a point to post all your queries related to the topic in the chat box at the end of the session. The resource person with his wild knowledge and experience will be happy to clear all our doubts. Heading to the program now, I warmly invite Dr. Kappagavadivu ma'am, Deputy Head, Admin, to welcome the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Happy noon to all. Small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast by William Shakespeare. Myself, Dr. V. Karpagavadivu, Assistant Professor, Deputy Head Admin, Department of English. It's my privilege to welcome you all to the guest lecture on ICT in Education, a bird's eye view of its challenges and advantages in higher education. At the outset, I express my gratitude to our founder chairman, the visionary par excellence, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, and our honorable president, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, for giving us the platform and opportunity to conduct this online guest lecture. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Geeta Lakshmi, our beloved Provost, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, Registrar, Dr. C.D. Palanuvelu, Joint Registrar Events, Dr. L. Ramesh, for this gathering. I wholeheartedly welcome our beloved Additional Registrar D.B. Jebiraj at this august moment. I am immensely pleased to welcome Dr. V.L. Jayapal, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of English, St. Joseph College, Tiruchirappalli, who is delivering the lecture. I also welcome the august gathering of eminent professors and scholars assembled here from various parts of the world. I wish to welcome the faculty members of our department for this wonderful occasion. Topic for today's session: ICT in Education, a bird's eye view of its challenges and advantages in higher education. Information and communication technology includes computers, internet, and electronic delivery systems. Based on ICT, learning and teaching we no longer depend exclusively on printed materials. Multiple resources are abundant on the internet, and knowledge can be acquired through video clips, audiovisual presentation. We also did a research on this topic, impact on teaching learning process in English language classroom. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Now this stage is yours.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful welcome address. And now it's time to introduce our speaker of the day, and I call Ms. Deepthi ma'am to introduce our guest. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, thank you, ma'am. I profoundly delight to introduce our chief guest, Dr. V.L. Jayapal, Assistant Professor, Head, PG and Research Department of English, St. Joseph College, Autonomous, Tiruchirappalli. Dr. V.L. Jayapal completed his undergraduate and postgraduate degree in St. Joseph College. He pursued his MPhil in Bishop Heber College, Bharathidasan University, Trichy, and doctorate in St. Joseph College. He also completed an MBA degree in Pondicherry University. Placed in first class in South Indian Classical Instrumental Music (Harmonium), a 4-year part-time course at Kalai Kaveri School of Fine Arts, Tiruchirappalli in 1998. C. Certified holder in National Candidate Crop and ranked Senior Under Officer in NCC 1997 to 1998. Awarded with a certificate by St. Joseph Ambulance Association for completing senior examination in First Aid at St. Xavier's College of Education in Palangote in August 2000. Certified basis Scoutmaster Trainer by the Bharat Scouts and Guides, Tamil Nadu in January 2001. He has 20 years of experience in teaching profession. We pray the Lord Almighty to bless you with great success and wish you a very good luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm extremely overwhelmed to invite Dr. V.L. Jayapal sir to take over session. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to thank the management of your university for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share a little knowledge that I have on today's topic. I wanted to especially thank Professor Akshaya, who contacted me to present or share my ideas on this topic to you all today. Now, let me share my video presentation, that is, my slides are there. Yeah. So today it is about ICT in education, a bird's eye view of its challenges and advantages in higher education. So as we all know, ICT has taken a major part in education, not only in education, in all the fields. But now today we are going to see what are the advantages and the challenges. And also I would share a few solutions to overcome all these challenges. Now, ICT, we say information and communication technology. Friends, information and communication are the two broad areas. And those days, the source of information and also communication we had in different levels. Our teachers in our schools, college, they were the source of information. They handled the class for us, and they brought out all the critical thinking, explanation, demonstration in the class. So the information which we gained those days were through teachers and with their lectures and talks. And the next one is through our books. We read a lot of books, and those books were only in the libraries and in some shops. We bought those books and we got those information. And also we had our own friends and classmates where we had our discussions on certain topics and came out with our information generating. And we also had two more resources where we got our information. And we also got information from faraway places through these media, that is television, and also movies. So, by all these things, all these elements of communication, we got our information and we all enjoyed it and we had a strong bond. But what happened today? is really great. Today, teachers, books, friends, television, movies, all these are just replaced by a single mobile. Just a single mobile. And that too with internet connection. You don't want teachers. Why do we need to go to schools and colleges? We get everything, every subject, okay, whatever we need through our mobile. We don't want books, we download it. We don't want to go to libraries. We don't want to go to shops. And those days, as I told you, friends were there to discuss. Now we have discussion forums. You just chat your ideas and you get your feedback from your friends across the world. Those days it was limited only to the classroom. Now it is all over the world. We can connect with people and get information. And we don't have televisions. We have televisions, but we don't have time to sit in front of a television because we have everything in our mobile. Whatever program that we wanted to see, just click that channel and you will watch it in your mobile. And movies also we can download. We have so many platforms where we can watch whatever movie. Okay, and the pirated copies are coming out like that. Before the release of the films, we are able to watch it. All these are because of a very powerful gadget which brings information and which communicates a lot of things across the world. And we also can read. It is not only receiving information or getting knowledge, or we are not simply communicated through that. We also communicate. We also send. We also teach. We also supply information to other part of the world in just a click. So ICT, information and communication technology, has taken this world. Okay, and we are going to see how it has taken into our education. It has taken all the fields. It has taken all the fields. Whatever you want to do, A to Z. They say A to Z. Do you want to sell? You can sell it with the ICT. If you want to buy, you can buy. If you want to learn, you can learn. If you want to share, you can share. If you want to comment, you can comment on it. Any field, okay, any field. Maybe it might be a field in education or in transportation, tourism, politics, whatever it is, media, everywhere, in all the corners of this world, this ICT has entered. Now, the major area of our concern is ICT in education. Friends, in education, in a broad term, education, we can just focus on these three areas: in teaching, in learning, and in research. Because when we talk about education, all these three major elements play a vital role. Now, even the areas other than these, specifically if we want to go, we can also go for material production or assessment or evaluation. Wherever you see, whatever area inside education, these aspects, of information and communication has get into it. So now the challenge is we must know what is happening around us in this education scenario. First, let us see the advantages in teaching. ICT has a lot which it has contributed, okay, in teaching. What is the advantage? Now, when you wanted to go to another university, maybe a faraway place, we have to spend a lot. But this ICT has made cost effect efficient. We need not spend a lot of money. Just you can log into that website, click that course, and join. So lot of time. Okay, the amount that we spend on education, okay, it has come down. As a teacher, I don't want to carry a lot of books. I don't want to have a big classroom to teach for hundreds of students. Right now, I'm sharing my knowledge in a way a teaching is happening right now. If I want to meet you all, maybe thousands of students are there on the other side who are watching me through YouTube, or some are there in different places. You're all able to listen to me. If I handle a class, you're all able to learn from me. So on the part of a teacher, I don't want to spend anything. I just want to have a computer, or even from my mobile, I can teach you. So this is an advantage, first advantage. Now we don't want to carry a lot of papers. As a part of my work as a teacher, I have become eco-friendly, right? No need to use, no need to cut a lot of trees. So it's a great advantage. And now, when we talk about teacher using effectively these ICT tools, you know, so many methods are brought in. We use so many methods for teaching, for explaining, for demonstrating, for checking the progress, for evaluating. We have lots of advantages. Now, the way in which the world goes, we are scared of storing our data, but internet has given a lot of space to store our data. So teachers can store so many data of our students' progression, teaching classes, materials, and so on. So there's a lot of security is there to store our data. And as I told you, we need not spend, we need not travel, we need not worry about the infrastructure. So all these things are cut down into a small place, that is with the technology. And not only these, we have automatically generating papers, maybe question papers, okay, or even the procedures that we have to test our students. So teachers have now become relaxed because of ICT. It's an added advantage. Otherwise, we have to maintain all these test materials, records, everything in a physical way. Now it is automatic. Even now, their evaluating system, it has become very easy. Just a click. As soon as the students answer, they get the result. We need not even see the answer papers. And particularly MCQs are in a great help for teachers. It's a great advantage. And teachers with some technical knowledge, they are using so many applications where they make their students collaborative in teaching and learning process. So through that way, we are able to interact with each other. And students also are finding it very comfortable in the online class using the gadgets without meeting their friends. They are able to bring out their ideas or views without hesitation. When there is a classroom, when there are 50 students, they find, oh, that friend is a little bit better than me. Why should I stand up and speak? But in this online platform, they are feeling very confident to share their ideas because they are sitting in front of just a gadget, maybe a laptop or a computer or a mobile. And teachers, those who are good at using techniques, technologies, you know, Managements are also focusing on so many detailed aspects where they can use web-based tools like LMS, and you're able to connect the students, not only students, research scholars, researchers, and educators. And this has made us come together only because of ICT. And nowadays they are talking about this e-learning platforms. The learning management systems are brought in. We can put our materials, put our lectures. At any time, any student can learn. So it's an advantage of a teacher. Definitely. I need not stick on to time to get into the class. I can just provide the material on the web and students can view it. And in online class also, this ICT has contributed a lot because in the normal classrooms or in the traditional classrooms, we were unable to bring the pictures, images of what we wanted to explain, particularly in literature. But now we can download images, we can download videos, graphs. While we deliver the lessons, we are able to present it. And right now I'm using PowerPoint presentation. Those days we used for blackboards where we took enough time to write on the board and show our students so that our students will take some notes. So such a lot of contribution. And even as I told you, managing the course completely, or in other ways we can say the administration. Nowadays, now it has become very easy if I use or if any teacher or educator uses this ICT. It's very easy. So quality is also maintained. The efficiency also has come up if we are able to use it very effectively. Because I'm talking about advantages. A lot of advantages are there, no doubt. But still, in our situation, we have a lot of challenges too. But we have to agree, these are the opportunities that we have in ICT. When we talk about on the part of the learner, and they find it very difficult when they wanted to come into the class. In the recent past, when they were called for offline classes, they said, no, 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 we want online classes or online testing. We are not ready to come for offline testing. No, they said, because they found this was very advantageous. Why? There are lots of reasons. Independent learning platforms are available for the students. At any time, anywhere, any subject they can learn. Only because of this ICT, it is possible. In the conventional classes, we cannot do that. It is impossible. You have to come to the class. You have to come to the college. You have to attend the classes. You have to take notes. Definitely, ICT has contributed a lot for the independent study of our learners. Even right now, I am teaching something here. I'm giving some information to this platform. Our students on the other side might be just lying down like that and they'll be watching. Yes, they will say, come on, go on, like that. Otherwise, some students will be traveling, listening to me. They are doing another work, not only one work. They are multitasking nowadays. They open this channel on one tab and 5 more or 6 more tabs on the other side. So it is an added advantage of this ICT for our students. But how far they use it effectively is a question mark. This is an advantage. The question is how far our students are able to use it effectively. That we'll see later. For research, nowadays, research has influenced, the higher education in a different level. So all the researchers nowadays find it very difficult to do something new. They have to find something. They have to find problems. And in internet or in normal research, we find it very difficult because we are unable to find out information, appropriate information related to the research. Now, ICT has given you a platform where you can just search in a glance. Thousands of pages appear in front of you immediately in a single click. This is only because of the development in ICT. And just like that, information alone is not available in internet for researchers. They can do their research effectively by having some critical analysis output. They can manage information. See, for a researcher, collecting data, critically thinking about it, analyzing it, and managing those data, and also they have to reproduce it in their own way to the world for the betterment of the humanity. So all these can be done with the help of ICT. So it has given various platforms. And at the same time, for a researcher, the resources are electronic resources. E-contents are available. The database, immediately when they click for a particular area of research, more than 10 database comes and falls in front of them so that they can collect material easily across the world. Those days, we went only to the libraries, only went to certain universities. Now, with a click, it comes in front of us on the screen. And also, now it has become very easy to find out the results of our research. We just feed it in an online platform, online application or online site, and just wait for some time, you will get the result. We need not sit manually and do all those analysis to find out results. Any formula, don't worry, just put it in the online platform or online website, you get the data. Whatever conversion, basic conversions like from PDF to Word file or Word file to PDF, any conversion is done. If you want to improve the quality of a picture, you can put it. If you want to decrease it, you can do it. If you want to make it bright, whatever we want. See, for a researcher, it's very hard to do all these things manually. And those days were very tough to find out the researches across the world related to a particular topic of a researcher. Now it is very simple. When I click it, I get related researchers done in my own field, will just fall onto the screen. So it's very, very easy for a researcher to search for information, to record it, and also nowadays, we get alerts, that is notifications frequently. If you register your queries or if you register your terms, on daily basis across the world, if someone posts or someone publishes an article, immediately the notification comes to the researcher's mail. So, research has a wide opportunity. And I tell you, when we search, some of us may be wondering, sir, when you say yes, it comes, what are the specific areas where we can find some literature for our literature review? Because related researches, when you quote in your thesis or in your project, okay, ICT helps you to bring out all the standard published articles in front of you within a second, which you can quote in your dissertation or thesis. And you must have, some of you must have heard about Shodhganga, Google Scholar, SSRN, InflipNet, and so on platforms where you find the published standard thesis, dissertations, articles. So researchers will be able to just get their data from these websites. And when they collect and they are able to collate it in different forms. Okay, so data must be collated and analyzed. So it is very easy for the researchers and collecting data, as we all know, a very simple tool, very easy tool, not simple tool, easy tool to get data is Google Forms. Google is providing us with testing with the Google form or sharing something or getting application, registration, whatever it is. Simple Google form is enough. So when you want to collect some data on a survey for a researcher, it's very easy. Like that we have Survey Monkey, Survey Sparrow, so on. So definitely ICT is a great advantage for our educational purposes, for teachers, learners, and researchers. But at the same time, we have to remember the challenges on this ICT, particularly on education. What are the challenges? Some of us, we look all these aspects as challenges. Some of us, they say it's problems, sir. We cannot solve it. Problems without solutions. We may think like that. But, dear viewers, dear listeners, general challenges are there. What are they? Let us look at them. Misleading, misguiding, because lot of information come in and we are unable to take it up. What to take? Which is an authentic material? What is the authenticity of these data? And also, when we had our registered records, registrations, files, books, you know, literally we could see, yeah, this is my file, this is the data I have, this is what I have collected. But there is a risk of cyber attacks. We may have a good account. Sometimes our Gmail is hacked. Sometimes our accounts in Google Scholar is hacked. So it's a great challenge. You just think about this. Now we have our bank accounts, our college accounts, okay, our personal contacts, everything in the mobile, in the web. Just think if it is shut down right now, what would be the mentality that each one will have? Definitely we will find it very challenging. I cannot live. I lost everything. We may say like that. This happens intentionally by the hackers. They hack it. Even sometimes now from faraway places, they hack our own systems. They are able to control our own gadgets. We think we are very safe and secure. It provides us, but still there are challenges. And implementing computers, we cannot replace the conventional method of education and our curriculums, because previously they focused on the all-round development. Now it is only technical development. That's why we are teaching soft skills in separate papers, right? We don't have those days these soft skills where we were able to understand another human being as an equal and right person, or a person who has rights to live and adjust. We were able to understand that naturally. But now, in the name of soft skills, we had to teach all those things. All that is because of this ICT. Now, when we talk about challenges, how many courses I can teach? It's very difficult for educators, administrators, to manage courses online for our students, because a lot of students enroll, lot of students come out with doubts. Is it possible to answer looking at all the queries? It's a great challenge. Some of us have started wearing our spectacles early. Why? Because looking at this screen, light screen, has damaged not only the teachers, even the students. So these are all challenges that we are really facing. And when we talk about anywhere, anytime we can just access, it is not possible for all. Our Indian villages are still without network connectivity, and our village friends, students from remote villages, they are unable to have a very efficient mobile phone or laptops or computers. They don't have. So gadgets are also missing. Connectivity is also missing. It's a great challenge for the teachers to reach students in the remote villages. And not only the students in the remote village, teachers in the remote village, those who teach right now, they don't know how to use ICT tools. It's a great challenge. We can produce syllabus, material, and method to teach through or with the help of ICT in the cities. But what happens when you think about our villages? It's very difficult. It is a challenge. There are possibilities using ICT, but there are places where we cannot use ICT. We have to uplift that level where they can use all these ICT tools and get connectivity. Then it will be solved. And some of us, say, sir, our imagination has gone out, because anything we want, we get into the computer and click it, put it in the web, and you get the solution. That is our imagination. Our imaginations have gone out. Some of us we believe. But with our imagination only, we can create in a computer or in a website or using these ICT tools. Only with our imagination we can make it. But others say, no, sir, my imagination is limited because of this ICT. I just focus on what are the options given in the ICT or in the technology that which I use. So it's a challenge for some of us. Now, those were general challenges. Now let me just narrow down. ICT is used in education and challenges of the online educators. So previously, when we are handling classes for our students through online, all the educators, they said, it's really a great pressure. And these challenges of these online educators, are different types. I have spoken in many places about this. As an educator, personal life pressure has increased because of ICT. It is not only simply mental pressure, it is also physical pressure. Managing our time, we work 24/7 when ICT is introduced. In online platform, if you start to teach, students ask anytime any question. And the equipment that we use, we think that it is updated. Okay? When you buy one mobile, if you use for 1 year or 1.5 years, when there is a new app comes in, it doesn't accept. The old mobile doesn't accept. The gadget is mismatched with the techniques that are coming or which are updated. It's very difficult for us to use those equipments. And in online classes, students from one side, they give us pressure. As educators, I think many of the educators who are right now with me in this meet, will accept, yes, sir, students, they give us pressure. How do they give us pressure? In different ways. Sometimes when we ask questions, they don't answer. Our pressure increases and they give us pressure in that way. Sometimes some students, they just unmute their mic and they talk their own life, which disturbs class. That is also a pressure. Sometimes the students complain, sir, I don't have this, I don't have that. Through online mode, you just conducted a class, but I was unable to attend. They will give us pressure. It is not in our hands. It is not in our control. But pressure is from student side. And not only some of you must have experienced first UG students for the past 2 years. Their parents, beginning those students will talk to us. Sir, my son is not at all listening to your class. The parents' pressure is also there in the online platform for educators. So they say, sir, why do you give some work out of the class hours? When you handle the class, it's okay. Because we don't have enough data in the mobile. He's asking for too much of data. You are unable to provide it. So the pressure is from parents also. All these pressures are to the educators. And not only this, our peer teachers, okay, our colleagues, sometimes are seniors, sometimes are subordinates. They say, sir, they give us pressure in a different way. Sir, my class was very effective. My students were all attended all the classes and they appeared for the test and I have done. I completed. That gives us another pressure. Oh my God. Only I am unable to do that using this ICT. And we just curse this. Oh my God, I cannot use this very effectively as my colleagues use it, or superiors use it, or subordinates use it. It's a pressure. It's a great challenge. We are genuine. We wanted to help our students, but ICT in various forms, it gives us pressure. And along with this, we have our management pressure. Wherever we work in an institution, and their expectation is different. They also say, complete the portion before this. Lockdown may come, or lockdown will be open. So students will be able to come here and write this. So many pressure. They say, yes, you have to do this. Otherwise, it is very difficult for us to complete this academic year before this month. So management's pressure. Online educator, as a teacher or a professor in any institution, has such a lot of challenges or pressures. Uh, these teachers face with their gadgets, namely the laptops, personal computers, smartphones. Sometimes the headphones they don't work. Sometimes the speaker doesn't work. So the mic doesn't work. So many problems, network issues, and even if you get all these things done, appropriate videos must be shown to our students related to our subject. At that time, we find it, oh my God, how can we provide material for students, online e-content? Very difficult. So I cannot download a material to my student, and also I cannot prepare my own videos also for my students. It's very difficult. I personally have experienced a lot of problems like that. I wanted to teach something for my students. For example, I will just say, I wanted to teach a grammatical unit as I'm very much interested in English language teaching. I wanted to teach grammatical unit for my students. Now, when I interact with my student or when I diagnose certain problems in my students, I think, okay, these grammatical units must be taught for my students. So out of the class hours, let them watch certain videos which are training them in these grammatical skills. Maybe tenses, particularly focusing on simple present tense, like that. I just watched so many videos in the web, and at last now, these videos are useless. That would be my conclusion, because I know my students' standard. and the standard of the video in which it is explained. Now, next I go for my own preparation of video for my students. You know, camera, editing, okay, script writing, and so on, which is like taking a cinema. Okay, the background, many things are there. It's very difficult, very challenging to produce e-material for our students. Generally, there are a lot of materials, but however we as teachers going to connect that material with the needs of our students, that's a wide gap. And we don't have enough time to prepare these presentations. And once when we prepare a presentation, it is not suitable for all the classes, for all the students. So it is a great challenge for us to design online tasks. In the offline class, we are able to manage the students and we are able to find out what is difficulty and we can specifically explain what is the difficulty and make them participate. But in online, it is a great challenge to make use of these activities. And that was literally technical. Now, the challenges faced by teachers physically is also there. Since we sit in front of a camera for a long time to handle a class, our eyes, neck, and our backbones, of many teachers become very bad. And it is very, very hard for us to sustain the attention of our students or even our own attention on students, on the subject matter is simply destroyed. We are unable to do that. And we are unable to involve completely for a class because we have a lot of distractions. So these are the challenges faced by teachers physically and mentally. Now we'll go to our students. What are the challenges faced by students using this ICT or in this ICT scenario? As teachers have, students also equally have problems. They also have personal life pressure. They are also finding it very difficult to manage their time, to prepare, to present, or to share, or to discuss. They are also finding it really very tough. And when we say, so my gadget is not supporting this app and other things, equally students also have the same problem. All these problems are same for them also. Equipments, gadgets. Sometimes no, because of our involvement and seriousness in handling classes, we used to just ignore that students will not have problems. And we say, my network connectivity is very good. Why is not? Why that is very poor on your side? Don't cheat me. Sometimes these are the comments that we give or responses that we give for our students' complaints. And the students, they have pressure from each teacher. Each professor in each class, they get into the online class are using all these tools. They say, do that, do these things, you download this, you upload this, you record this, you send it to me like that, with this file, compressed file, all the things we give. Such a lot of pressure is on the student. We have to accept it. We have to have some concern for our students. So these are the challenges. Now, students also get equally pressure from their own parents. Because they say, from morning, you are in front of the camera and listening to the lectures of your professor. After the class hours, why do you meddle with your mobile? What is there inside the mobile, man? After the class hours, keep it here and you do other work. Pressure from their parents. They don't know that students must work a lot out of the class hours. Because ICT, information and communication technology, gives ample opportunity to work extra, not only the class hours. We have to work extra, and students have to, and they have a lot of pressure. And some students, among them, they say, "Hello, my friend, I got everything good. What about you? Have you downloaded? I have uploaded the file to professor on time. What happened to you?" This will say, "Oh my God, I, I was unable to upload because I didn't have network connectivity, or I was unable to compress it." The peer team pressure. Even their friends will give them pressure. They find it very difficult. So it is not just complaining ICT, these are all the challenges for educators as well as for the students. And for the students, even from the management they give. If you come or attend completely all these classes, only then you will be given credits. Only then you will be allowed to write examinations. We don't want to allow you like that. There are pressures. Now, we have same pressures by the ICT in hardware and software for our students in the online platforms. You know, our students face with the gadgets, with the smartphones, with network issues. Okay, whatever we say, no, we say, "Hello, you must have." We'll say, "This is the time for you to write your exams." So sit in a place where you get enough network connectivity, get your telephones charged or mobiles, whatever it is, laptops charged, and sit comfortably without any distractions. We give instructions, but we have to think whether it is possible for the student, one who is in a remote village or anywhere. Sometimes, they are unable to provide with, get ready with all these facilities. And they are also finding it very difficult because we think as educators, sometimes I expect or I ambitiously think about my students, they'll be able to do better than me. So just like that, I can do prepare a video and upload it before evening. But friends, it is really a great challenge for them. Whatever it is, even we may say, dear students, you have to prepare PPT and you have to present it tomorrow in the class. You have to share your screen. It's going to be a great challenge for them. Not every student will be able to do that. And they will be able to do only certain things to a certain extent. So ICT puts a great challenge on students also, even to participate in activities and other tasks. And as we have, as teachers, as educators, as administrators, as we have physical and mental torture or challenges or ailments, students also have neck pain or eyesight problems or backbone. Definitely it is difficult for them to sustain and attend the class. Sometimes their siblings from the other side, they shout. Sometimes people on the roads, okay, they shout. All these distractions are there. They are unable to sustain their attention continuously and involve in all the activities inside the class. It's very difficult. All these are challenges. Now, I think for around 45 minutes, we have seen what is ICT, okay, how it has taken a major part in education and how it has influenced teachers, learners, and the researchers. And focusing on teacher and student, I have given challenges because of this ICT. Now, can we overcome? The answer is yes or no. Some of you may say, yes, we can overcome, sir. Now, how can we overcome these challenges? Can we provide all the gadgets and network connectivity as we wish? Will that be a solution for this problem? Now, let's see a simple step, whichever is possible with our own limits, okay, or with our own limitations. It's very challenging, but we can. How to overcome these challenges? We have to change our attitude. attitude change? How come when we change your attitude, it will be easy? Friends, student friends, and my colleagues who are in teaching, we have to update the new ways in which we have to teach and the effective ways in which we can make our classroom engaging or our students' interest can be kindled or our students' involvement can be increased. There are a few methods. Flipped teaching is one. What is this flipped teaching? Just like a lecture, when we go on lecturing in an online platform, that will not serve the purpose as we expect. So we can flip from one methodology to another methodology, or one way of teaching to another way of teaching, or one way of giving inputs or information to another. How is it possible? It is possible with different materials, with different students, because all the students are not same. Each one is unique in learning. Learning styles are different for each student, whether it is using ICT or in a conventional class. We have to flip. That's a very important aspect, flipping from one way to another way in material or in method or in testing, any way. It is in our own creativity. We don't have any standard models. When I say "So you can do this," it will not work for you. You know your students' background, your students' level. So we need to update accordingly to match their needs. The learning methods must be different. So we have to provide opportunity. Then students will involve. We can sustain their interest. Their learning process will happen. Now, there are so many ways. Virtual teaching and the learning environment can be changed using so many techniques. Nowadays, students are very happy in participating in games. And those days, games, when we say team games are there, individual games are there. Now, we have to make our students to play individual games, self-study. Using ICT, they must be encouraged to do their self-study. So we have to focus how you can master a matter. The subject matter will be very hard. You may not be able to understand the concepts, but you can understand it when you are self-motivated. How to create that self-motivation is the creativity of a teacher who handles the class, or handles the subject, or handles the student. We need to work on it. But it is going to be a very great challenge. Sir, the syllabus that is prescribed is such a lot. The management expects a lot. How can I think about all these things? If we have will, there will be a way. It consumes a lot of time. Next is to make our students understand that we do a lot of work. Okay. For example, when we download and share material, they find it uh, to easily comment on that. They say, our professor has downloaded something and shared it. Okay. So they have their own opinion in a different way that we don't work. As teachers, they don't work. We can show that we are working for you and we do it in a different way. Write a handwritten material and just pass it to your students. They'll think, oh my God, my professor has written a lot of things and he has uploaded. They cannot just download it. They have to write it in their own hands for them to read. It is going to be really challenging. And when we do these things with the help of ICT, we can overcome those problems or challenges. Sometimes, We prepare PPT for our students, and complete PPT is read in some classes by the teacher. So when you read a PPT on the part of teacher, when we handle a class, when we read a PPT, definitely students will think that if I get the PPT, I there's no need to attend this class because they can read on their own way at their own time whenever it is possible. They'll simply say to the professor, "Sir, kindly share the PPT." PowerPoint presentation. So when we handle class in online mode using ICT, it should not be a PPT reading. It should be a PPT presentation. And also we should interact with our students after our online class hours. Because we think of 1 hour after this class or after 2 or 3 hours, no, I'm completely relaxed. Only for tomorrow I have to work. Only tomorrow I have to meet my students in the online platform. It is not going to help. And personally, I have experience in my class, and particularly the previous semester, students did not turn up for many classes and for many tests. Some of them came only for tests. Why? Because they were unable to communicate with me after the class hours. I also felt I should have communicated something after the class. So I have learned, I am yet to implement it. I'm just sharing. After the class hours, we have to communicate with our students either in phone or in a personal Google Meet call. Out of the class hours. When we are in the class, we think that it is only for having class, not to talk about anything else. Yes, that's right. But when can we talk with our students? It is outside the class hours. Even when you use effectively these online platforms, we can use off the class online platforms. Okay, through online platforms, we can reach our students. So that will definitely, I think that will work. And we should conduct the tests. Okay, many tests, many exams we conduct. It is not only just clicking MCQs in Google Forms. It's very easy for us to conduct a test and get the marks. We are, as professor, we don't want to spend time on looking into the answers. We just need once and just share the link. It's over. But my dear colleagues and friends, we must understand that we must give creative work for them. Creating a video, reviewing a video, or presenting a PPT or a short video presentation, whatever it is, up to your standard of students that you have got. The facilities are also very important because my students may have, everyone may have a mobile and a good network connectivity and even some knowledge about how to shoot video. But in some colleges, some students may not have these chances. So we have to creatively think how we can make all those people involved in activities that they'll be able to do it. So in that way, we can solve that problem. And during class hours, you know, our teachers, they don't switch on the camera. And students are very comfortable. Students also switch on the camera and they just, they are connected, but they don't listen anything. We have to switch on our camera. Now, various ways are there to make our students follow in the Google Classroom. I used to follow certain things. In these ways, I was able to overcome certain challenges of interaction and making them involvement in the classroom. I used to ask them, type yes if you understand in the chat box. That will be your attendance. Immediately they will start to type there yes because they think that that is the attendance. And they say when I understand yes. When you don't understand, just type no, so that I will understand that these students have not understood. So I have to explain it in a different way. So I take cues from my own experiences, but it is really challenging. Okay, though we say, sir, all these things are very effective and they are 100% successful on the one side, but on the other side, there are a lot of challenges which goes away from our view, and we can identify that through our experience. Okay, and we have options, various options in online classes. Ask them to raise their hand. Click, just raise their hand. And sometimes, you can point out a person and say unmute and say yes. Type yes and unmute and say yes. And we can call by numbers, we can call by names. Okay, and the major thing is, as a teacher, using this ICT, we should appreciate online. That's very, very important. Whenever chance is there, we should appreciate our students. That's good. You have done it. The first one did type yes was this. Very good. Excellent. When you say that, the second person or the third person or the next one will get ready for typing yes very fast next time, because appreciation is there. They say, hey, today after the class we may talk to each other. Hey, today I got this first yes and I got appreciation from the sir. This is very much influencing our teaching and learning process through these ICT tools. So next, this will be the last 2 points that I'm going to share with you. When we just do our lectures using PPT, we should switch over from one to another whenever needed, and also intentionally we have to switch over. Sometimes, because of the interest of our lecture, we continue with only lecture. We don't show any PPT or presentation or any videos. We have to shift from PPT presentation to the lecture, that is overhead video. We can show our face, and we can shift from that to sharing a video from website, or sometimes we can share a PDF on the screen. Suddenly we can use an image in front of them. So when you switch over from one to another, students will be in a position to understand that this professor will show anything anytime. So I should see the screen. In this way, we can make our students involved in the online class. Same way, we can ask them to prepare also, so that they will involve. Okay, when a teacher, those students, those who are listening to this lecture, as students, when you are asked to present, you can also think in different ways to present your ideas to your professors or in your assignments. You can come out with new ideas like images, videos, and whatever PPTs, whatever it is. You can give your own views, your own creative ideas to present your responses. Now, the major thing is we have to provide some time for doubts and clarifications. That's very, very important, because most of the classes that those professors were very efficient and effective in their teaching, they fail miserably because they don't give time for the students to get their doubts clarified. So as teachers, we have to provide some time. But most of the teachers, they say, sir, I asked him, come on, unmute and ask your doubts. They don't bother, sir. So I have come to a conclusion that using ICT tools, we cannot make our students participate in the class because our setup is very bad. Please, we have to make or give enough time for our students to come out with their doubts. That will teach us. And students also must, don't worry, sometimes those students think that if I ask this doubt, my other friends, classmates will think, hey, you don't know this basic thing? You're asking doubts in that? Maybe the comment of your classmate. Don't worry about such comments. Those comments will come. Yes, man, you just accept. Yes, I don't know. That's why I asked. I want to get clarified. So on the part of students also, you must be aware that you must learn from your professors. So you just come forward and ask whatever the doubt that arises in your mind. Get it clarified. Because this opportunity is very much in offline class. Using ICT tools, it is very difficult. But some students are very comfortable in asking their doubts in online platforms. So others also must use this. We need not worry about the mistakes or the errors that we commit. No, because we are learning. Learning is always, it happens only by committing mistakes. Without mistakes, when we commit mistakes, then it is counted as experience. Okay, when we experience that, we will learn a lot. We will become perfect. We travel towards perfection. So, as students, we also must understand the challenges faced by the teachers, the opportunities in front of us. We should not think when I have a mobile, I know everything. No, this tool is very good. A mobile is a very good ICT tool. Possessing that will not give you information or develop your communication skill. Use that mobile in an effective way. As a student, you have to browse, share, use all the websites in a very positive way. Since there are a lot of distractions with social media, we have lots of distractions. If you are able to overcome those distractions with your involvement in the subject by using the gadget effectively, definitely success is yours. Because most of them say, sir, online is useless. No, it is used less. It is used less in a creative way. So as students, use it very positively in a creative way. And as professors also, we should use it in a creative and useful way for our students. Definitely, when we focus on the results, this is what I want my students to be, or this is what, as a student, I want to be. As a result, when we focus on those results, we'll be able to find out the creative ideas to overcome the challenges that we face using these ICT tools in education. Thank you very much for patient listening. If you have any questions to be clarified, it is open to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your vast information about ICT. And dear participants, if you have any queries, please post it in the comment box. Thank you, sir. I think participants are very much clear about your presentation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanksgiving is a time for gratitude, and now I call Ms. R. Abhinayaman, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to propose vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. Happy afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of our department and university, it's my hearty gratitude to our speaker, Dr. V.L. Jayapal, Assistant Professor and Head, PG and Research Department of English, St. Joseph College Autonomous Tiruchirappalli, for delivering a groundbreaking section on the topic ICT in Education, a bird eye view of its challenges and advantages in higher education, at the guest lecture organized by Faculty of Humanities and Science, Department of English. Sir, your presentation was quite informative and thought provoking, and also gave a clear insight to the participants on the above topic. I would like to thank Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, our founder chancellor, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, our honorable president, for their greater support and guidance to conduct various online events. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, Provost, and Dr. S. Gita Lakshmi, Vice Chancellor, who will always be a guiding and motivating us in all aspects. I want to extend my generous thanks to Dr. C.B. Painuvel, Register, for his support and support. I wish to place my sincere thanks to Dr. D.B. Jabraj, Additional Registrar ENS, and Dr. L. Ramesh, Joint Registrar EPA, for being a catalyst that inspired us to do the best and stand as a pillar of our power for conducting many virtual events. I thank Dr. M. Chandrasena Rajeshwaran, Head Department of English, Dr. R. Pushkala, Dean, Ms. A. Julie Elizabeth, Deputy Head Academics, Dr. V. Karpavadivu, Deputy Head Admin, for the enormous support and encouragement towards conducting various events. I wish to thank Ms. K. Gayatri, Assistant Professor, for beautifully mastering the event. And I also thank Dr. V. Karpagavadivu, Deputy Head Admin, for welcoming the gathering, and Ms. Deepthi Singh, Assistant Professor, for introducing our resource person. Before concluding, let me express my gratitude and appreciation to the faculty members and students who have risen this occasion with their presence. The essence of fruit is always tested in the last, and we believe that last will be the best. I would like to thank all participants for making this event a remarkable one. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshaya ma'am. Before we wind up the session, I would like to inform you all about our YouTube channel for the benefits of the students. We have a YouTube channel named Department of English, Dr.MGR Educational and Research Institute. Do subscribe our channel, and this particular video also will be available in the channel, have mentioned before, for the benefits of the students. And your feedback link has been posted in the comment box. Please do fill before 6 p.m. today. Thank you. Be kind and spread love. Thank you once again.
Dr.MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr.MGR Educational and Research